It has been a long, cold winter, and normally my husband doesn't ask me this, but his vehicle was starting to get completely trashed, and he said, "Would you mind washing my work van?" So I said, "Sure." Now, normally I'm doing vehicles that are a lot smaller than this, but I have done work vans in the past, and this is a great service to offer companies that maybe they hired a new employee and they want to get a work truck cleaned and ready for them, or maybe they're looking to have their vehicles cleaned and protected monthly or quarterly. Some companies, their employees will wash it, but they're not necessarily protecting it. And this is a great way to make sure you don't have rust or clear coat failure on your vehicles. So I'm going to share with you guys some of my favorite tools and chemicals to quickly clean and protect work trucks. So this is my husband's work truck. I think he's only washed it one time this winter. So he actually asked me if I'd be willing to wash it for him. Now, sometimes you don't have a lot of time on your hand. The thing that we do have that's going for us is that it's actually a cloudy, overcast day. So we don't have to deal with sun or water spots. So I'm going to share with you guys quick ways to wash your work vehicle and maybe some safe tools to make the job faster. So let's go ahead, get set up, and get this smarter van clean.
And I need to preface that this is not necessarily a detail, as I would detail something. This is more than anything a wash. This is a car wash. I am basically a car washer at this moment. I'm not cleaning this to the level that I would a detail, but most work trucks, this is what they're really just looking for. They just want it to be, get all the grime off, clean tires and wheels, maybe throw some protection on there. They're not going to really care too much about rail dust or tar or things like that. Now, hopefully we will be actually able to do a good decontamination on this. And I'm actually going to be using this work truck as a way to test out some ceramic spray coatings. We're going to put one on each panel. It's parked outside, abused. This is just a great way to kind of give you real world durability expectations with ceramic spray coatings, which I feel like are best suited for vehicles like this, where maybe we want more long-term protection, but we don't want to have a huge investment with a dedicated ceramic coating. So we're going to be testing out ceramic spray coatings on this, but not today. Today, I just got to get all of this crap off. So for quick and effective, we're going to be using Eagle Guard in a foam cannon, and this is about a 1:4 dilution ratio. You're going to use a lot more of it applying it this way. If you put it in like an electric sprayer, the way I've been using it, 1:100. So if you're foaming it on, obviously it's going to dilute it. You're going to go through more product, but the offset is that you get it on the vehicle a lot faster. Then we've got our Old Glory Touch Reactive Foam. We could use Stars and Stripes, but again, I just want one and done. We're going to use our heavy duty 1:1 to clean our tires and wheels. And again, you'll see I have one bucket. I am not doing a different bucket for tires and wheels. We're literally going to foam everything down, rinse it, spray this on, do a quick agitation of our tires, wheel faces, because there's nothing for me to really use a barrel blade, and then just rinse. So we're going to let all of our soap work, clean our tires and wheels, then rinse everything off. We also have, this is a product that Chem-X is testing out. This is a graphene snake oil. Their snake oil is SiO2. After doing our wash, and we're going to use a brush to wash this, but we're going to be using the perfectly safe brush. We're going to foam, rinse, refoam, brush, rinse, and then we're going to foam this on. We're going to foam a few times, and then rinse that off, and then we're done. We can use a leaf blower or something to blow a majority of the water off, and then we're done.
So to do this quick and convenient, we're using the Ryobi Automotive Pressure Washer and the Quiver Foam Cannon. Since this is our first post-winter wash, we are using a salt neutralizer.
That foam's really nice, by the way.
Salt can actually sometimes stain the paint. Even if you use a high pH foaming pre-soak and rinse it off, there will be residue left behind from the salt. So this just helps neutralize the surface and makes it easier to remove.
As for the roof, don't judge me. You can judge me, but I'm going to delete it. I don't really care about the roof in this moment, because my husband doesn't care about the roof. I don't think he's ever once actually washed the roof of his work truck. And any time that I have tried to go to any level beyond just a mere like kind of car wash or washing it, he yells at me. So we're giving him what he wants. We're washing it, getting the dirt off, putting some protection on. I think even the protection part is taking it a little bit farther than he cares. Normally he doesn't even wax it, so that's why I like to do spray and rinse products, especially for his vehicle, because that's about all the time he'll give me to do. Sometimes I barely have a half an hour to get this thing clean because he's like, all right, you're done, move on. He takes great pride in his work. But when it comes to cars, my husband did not get the detailing gene. For him, it is a means of transportation. For me, I see it as an investment that I want to preserve, but everyone's a little different. And I don't know if this is showing up on camera, but you can see our salt neutralizer. There's just so much dirt that it's pulling everything off with it. Let's go ahead, foam on our Old Glory now. Salt neutralizer, very impressed with the foam output we had with that product. I've only been spraying it on. And when you combine the foam from salt neutralizer and the foam from Old Glory, it is just foam for days.
Old Glory soap is a pH of 13, so this can weaken some protection, but we're going to reapply at the end, so not worried about that.
Wow, look at that. Look how dirty our soap is. That is some of the most amount of foam and the dirtiest foam that I have seen in a while. Even our tires, you can see there's some browning coming off of them from our alkaline soap. So I shouldn't have to agitate as much. You can see in some areas where our paint is looking pretty much like the soap has dripped off, so we're gonna come in and do our rinse. And we are going to start at the bottom and work our way up. Bob does that one to make people angry because we all know that it's more efficient to do it from the top down, but I do agree with him that when we go from the top down, you're rinsing all your soap. It's hard to know where you've rinsed, where you haven't. So if we rinse from the bottom up, you can clearly see what you've hit with your pressure washer. So in dirty vehicles like this, bottoms up. Okay, that was disgusting and super satisfying. She's white again. Kind of funny though, before winter, I had applied, I believe, protector wax from Chem-X on this, and you can see through the winter, we still have something on the vehicle. Maybe not here where we had all of that dirt just sitting on it, but from here up, Chem-X protector wax. I think I applied it in November, so that to me is very impressive from a spray and rinse spray wax. Look at the dirt just pouring out of the seam. Good Lord. Nice. All that mud is gone. tell where the foam ends and the snow begins.
I know you guys are going to judge me on this one, but when it comes to work trucks, or especially my husband's work truck, I don't necessarily need a bucket to rinse my tire and wheel brushes off. As long as I'm rinsing my brushes off after each tire and wheel, this just allows me to be super quick and not waste water. We're going to put a little bit of our Dawn into our foam cannon and see what kind of foaming action we can get this. You can see thinner soap. So hopefully we'll get some nice foam out of it. This is Chem-X's soap that they say is soap with a punch. So hopefully this will give us a little bit more detergency.
So we're gonna foam the entire vehicle down, and I wanna see if the soap is still there after we foam and start scrubbing.
We're gonna use whatever soap is left over in our foam cannon to fill up our wash bucket and then get our brush ready.
Before you dislike it, I would challenge you to try it. This is the perfectly safe brush. This is the perfect scenario for a brush like this. I have used it on my husband's black Chevy Silverado. It did not scratch the paint. But on a work truck where we need to be fast and maybe a little gentle, perfect. Perfect.
To be quite honest with you, I still cringe a little inside anytime I use a brush. I think it's just been drilled within us, and we've been trained as detailers to just think that every brush is evil. We just equate it with the car wash brush that's sad and sitting on the ground covered in stones and muck. This is not that brush. This is a flag tip brush that, when used with common sense, can be very safe on the paint. Now, obviously, there is common sense that needs to rule with this. That's why we did a foaming pre-soak to remove much of the dirt and grit on the surface, and we foamed on soap again just to give us more lubrication. Start at the top, work your way down, and rinse your brush after every section, or if you notice you have a good bit of dirt on it. And then maintain your brush properly. Rinse it and let it air dry afterwards. It can be safe when we use common sense. We got this truck washed in record time thanks to the brush, and my husband hasn't come out yet to tell me move on. And I noticed on our trunk section we had a lot of rail dust, so we're going to try to do a little bit of a chemical decon using Luminous Vampire Plus Direct. And I'm so glad we're doing this because you can see we had a lot of reaction.
So I did this, I think, last fall, and I wasn't gonna do it again today, but it's so bad that honestly I'm doing it to help myself out so that way it doesn't get ahead of me. Our Vampire Direct Plus actually smells really nice. Has like a little bit of a perfume scent to it. Little bit of that sulfur smell, but nice lubrication. And I'm just using kind of a fine grade clay towel. And yes, I am going a little bit more aggressive. There's probably marring, but you're not gonna really tell on a white work vehicle. And my husband also doesn't care. I don't think that scratches so much affect the integrity of a clear coat as rust does, so I'm more concerned about getting the rust off than focusing on marring the paint. This was a customer's vehicle, yeah, it'd be a totally different circumstance, but work vans like this, it's very rare to see them where they're polished and coated. Most of the time, if it's clean, you're lucky.
So every vehicle has rail dust, but it shows up more clearly, obviously, on a white colored vehicle. And white is the cheapest paint color for work trucks. So that's why every work truck you see out there, for the most part, is white. This is a service that I would recommend doing at least every 6 months, if not once a year at a minimum, to help prevent rust. The biggest issue that I see with most work trucks is that eventually they'll turn orange and eventually start to rust out. Preventative maintenance, guys. That's what it's all about.
Oh my gosh, that smells so good. It's like a watermelon scent. Yummy. So we're gonna do 1 to 4. You can see we got 4 parts water. We're gonna fill the rest of our foam cannon up. That feels like a lot.
This is a product that's specifically designed to be foamed on. Bob created a lot of his chemicals to be used in the truck industry, so it's all about quick and convenient.
No need to do our tires. If you want to do your wheels, you can, but we might experiment. Doesn't do anything.
I'm almost 6 feet tall, but normally cleaning and protecting the glass in the top of his roof, I can't reach. With this, super easy.
Nice thick foam with this product. I don't even know if they're going to develop this or not, but if this is anything how snake oil goes down, I'm a fan. Alright, so we've used about half of the foam cannon on this large van, so we're gonna move a little faster so that way we don't run out.
Because this is a prototype, there weren't any instructions with this, so I had diluted it 1 to 4 like their normal snake oil, but Bob actually said this could be 1 to 10. I have tested it at 1 to 10, and you still get really nice foam at a weaker dilution and really nice protection. It's designed to almost look like the skin of a snake, so you can do the entire vehicle, which is rare with a product like this. Normally, you have to rinse them off within a few seconds of being on there. You can do the entire vehicle at once, then come in and rinse.
All right, so we did not use the entire foam cannon on our van, but we did use a lot. So I'm not sure if we have to let this dwell, but we're just gonna kind of test a spot, see what she looks like. So we're gonna test this spot. And it's not a tight beading product, but we can see beads, but I actually see a little bit more sheeting, which I don't hate. My issue though is that sometimes products, when they start off as tight beads, they'll eventually go to sheeting as they kind of wear off and break down. So products that come in initially just as a sheeter sometimes don't last as long, but even our foam, you can see, it's kind of giving us that like repelling look. Very nice beads. Very nice hydrophobics.
The reason why so many work trucks go unprotected is because it takes so long to apply protection that they just normally say, go with God. With a product like this, there's kind of no excuse to not protect your paint. It literally takes 5 minutes.
So it did sit on our wheels even though they weren't dialed in. Our glass has nice hydrophobics now, so when we're driving in the rain, hopefully that will give us some clarity. I wouldn't say that we've got a ton of hydrophobics on our trim, but paint and glass in wheels, it's doing nice. The areas that I couldn't even reach, we've been able to add protection. So for lazy detailers, I love that.
And because we decontaminated our paint, now our protection will actually bond better with our paint and last longer.
I feel like I just did a little bit of a detailing Modelo commercial. I don't know if to get to clean my husband's van, but when I do, I Chem-X. But seriously, this is the shiniest my husband's work van has ever been. The Chem-X soaps did a great job at tackling the heavy grime. We did do a chemical decon. Some of the gloss could be from that because shiny surfaces start with a smooth surface. But I honestly think our snake oil is the star of the show. I've never polished this van, and yeah, we do have a little bit of snow on the ground to give us that kind of cool white reflection, but this is the glossiest his van has ever looked. I guarantee you when he comes out, he's gonna be like, what did you do? I didn't tell you to polish it. I didn't polish it, babe. I literally just did a spray and rinse sealant. Hopefully it's gonna last. We'll be able to share with you guys updates, and especially with Bob, feedback on how this product performs out in the real world.
but super easy to apply. Smelled fantastic. Nice dwell time. Again, I'm working in the shade, so it's really hard for me to see if we have any high spots, but even on our glass, I'm not seeing any visible streaks or high spots, so that's a good sign, because oftentimes with spray and rinse products, that is an issue. So we're gonna play more with this product, but Bob, it's got my approval. What do you guys look for out of a spray and rinse type product? Do you want more beading? Do you like hydrophobics like this? Let Bob know down below in the comment section. He's a really great guy. He takes you guys' feedback seriously. But there you have it. We've been able to do a proper wash. I wouldn't say a detail, but a proper wash on my husband's work van using some fantastic products from Chem-X. You guys want to try out any of these products for yourself? We're gonna put the link to them down below.
But there you guys have it. We are all done. Honestly, I've been extremely impressed with every single Chem-X product that we've been trying out. Soaps, detergents, any of our sealants. Honestly, Bob, great lineup. And for any of you that are local to Lancaster looking for a fantastic HVAC technician, hit up Smarter. You're gonna love them. But there you guys have it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next detail.